Hola y bienvenidos una vez más. No tengo café hoy, pero tengo té. Y ahora, vámonos. Vamos a continuar nuestra conversación de gramática. Ser o estar hoy. Los dos significan to be, así que es muy difícil algunas veces. So, there are many things you will see in the world. You can just Google Sarah versus a star, and you will get so many different things. One thing I think I have seen is place for a star and doctor for Sarah, which is one good way to remember. I have this one. All right, one very generic idea that you will see muchas veces when we're talking about Sarah versus a star is permanent versus impermanent. Impermanent. Is impermanent a word? Not permanent. So ser is gonna be permanent, and then estar, not permanent. All right. So remains does not remain. Let's look at that with that idea. Tenemos ser, no puedes cambiar. That's the idea of permanent. With estar, sí, se puede cambiar todo. With ser, we have physical or personality description. Okay. So think uh, she is tall, she is blonde. I'm describing her physical appearance. Same way I can describe my mug. La taza azul. La taza es azul. I'm telling you that it is blue. I'm describing the physical appearance of the mug. In the same way, you can talk about someone's personality. If somebody is funny, then you are going to have a personality description. You're going to use ser, es cómico. When we talk about, actually, you know what? I'm going to back up. Forget I said that one first. We're going to move on and look at estar. So on the flip side, we have estar, emotions or feelings. So we said physical or personality description, it's going to be ser, and then estar, think things that change consistently, okay? Right now, I am feeling super happy because I am a night owl and it is late at night. But tomorrow morning, I will be like, why alarm? Why would you do this to me? That's the same feeling I have every 6 a.m., no matter how early or late I get in bed. But those emotions, those feelings, they change. I can feel sick one day, but then I rest and I feel better the next day. It's going to change day in, day out, sometimes minute to minute. All right. I have worked with a lot of students ranging from 4 years old to 50 years old. All right. I have seen the waves of emotions that happen between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. All right. There's a lot of them. All right. So you have, again, your ser is going to be that more description of the personality, the physical things that don't change, quote unquote. Yes, you can change your hair color. Yes, you can grow and get taller. But in general, not changing, right? And then emotions going to change day in, day out really quickly. All right. So I'm going to erase now so it looks a little bit cleaner. Moving on. Vamos a hablar de origin. You cannot change where you come from. Soy de. I can't tell you that I am from um uh I can't even think of a place, Argentina, because I'm not. I came from one place and I cannot change that fact. Therefore, no puedo cambiar esta información. It is permanent. All right. However, currently I'm at home. This position or location can change. Tomorrow I will be at school, at work. It is also a school, but you get the idea. I'm changing my position or location. Sí, puedo cambiarlo. All right, that one's pretty simple. I am going to just go ahead and throw this out here. Date and time is the reason, one of the reasons. Like I said, with physical description, personality description, you can change over time. Yes, you can change in personality a little bit as you grow older, mature. You can dye your hair, whatever. Those things can, in fact, change a little bit. Date and time, again, this is why I hesitate to ever say permanent versus not permanent. Because people get this idea of permanent in their head and they start focusing on it and like, oh, is it permanent? No, 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 I can change that. And then they start using a star where they should not be using a star. So date and time, so I have a star next to it. It is just, it's ser. Hoy es. Hoy es What día? ¿Qué día es? Miércoles. I forgot what it is. I've been so off this week. Hoy es miércoles. All right. That is just, it is what it is. All right. Same with time. ¿Qué hora es? Right. Ahora son las 11 menos 24 horas. Horas. No. 24 minutos. Clearly, I need some sleep. All right. So date and time is going to be ser every time. Okay. Estar, no. Ser. Date and time. Relationship as well. If I am a a mom, right? Soy madre, soy mamá. I'm describing relationships to someone. I could say I am um Jorge's sister. Soy hermana de Jorge. All right, so that's going to be, I've talked about relationship to somebody else is going to be ser. And then with job, again, this can change. I understand that. But we're thinking occupation long term. Por ejemplo, soy profesora. But if maybe I was in school to become a profesora, career-wise, but during that time I was in school, I was a greeter at Walmart. If I'm a greeter at Walmart during that time, it's a temporary position I'm just filling that time with, then that's going to be estar. All right, there's your difference. Job with occupation, long term, what I am, my heart and soul, that is going to be ser. What I am now is going to be estar. Think, for example, actors or actresses. I've never known anybody personally. However, you see it in movies all the time, right? They say, "Oh, I'm an actress, soy actriz." But right now, I'm a waitress, right? Have you ever seen Big Bang Theory? That's Penny in a nutshell, right? She is an actress. That's her job. That's her heart and soul. Currently, though, she has to pay rent, so she is um, a waitress to fill that time. The last thing that we do with estar here is ongoing action. This is something that, again, I see a lot of errors with. Um, we only use this idea de estar plus tiendo, ando, estoy, hablando. It's not common. If I say hablo, it still means I am talking, right? It can still be the doing something. This one right here is very much in this very moment. Estoy hablando. It's not going to be it's not a general concept of something that's happening. I'm not narrating a story, right? I'm saying in this very moment. That is one thing to keep in mind. I know that many of my students who will be watching this, we've already talked about doing this ongoing action, estar conjugated plus ando or yendo, si corriendo. Okay. Ongoing action. It's currently right this moment happening. Okay. So there's my overview of that. Again, if you need some more things to look at, Google it. You will see so many cute little charts with all of their fun ways to remember it. I gave you a very good, a generic rundown. What I really wanted to do for this was look at this item right here. I wanted to look at this because I did not assign this to my classes. I saw it and I thought this is a great thing to talk through, but I can foresee the confusion if I assign it as an assignment. So, vamos a ver. Irene todavía no está o es lista para salir. This is going to be, we're going to take a guess first. Está. All right. In this moment, she is not ready to leave, but she will be. She will be ready to leave. I am not describing her as a person like this. I'm just saying in this moment, she's not ready to leave yet. Pero, vamos a ver, Ricardo es el chico más listo de la clase. I am describing him as a person. All right. I'm giving him a description, a very specific description of who he is. Okay. So ser for the second part. Número uno, Ricardo es. Número dos, Tomás no es un buen amigo porque, drumroll, es muy aburrido. Why would I say es for aburrido here? Very good question. If I look at the second one, quiero ir al cine porque estoy muy aburrida. Vamos a ver la diferencia. Tomás, I am telling you that he is a boring person. This is his personality. As a person, he is boring. Okay? That's just who he is. It don't get any different than that. He's just a boring person. Quiero ir al cine porque estoy muy aburrida. I am currently in this moment feeling bored. That is my emotion. That's my feeling. In order to remedy that, I'm going to al cine. All right. I'm going to be fixed. I'm not going to be bored anymore once I do that. That's an idea, right? I can go to the cine and not be bored now. So, difference there, personality, a boring personality versus I'm feeling bored. Okay. Número 3. Mi mamá está en cama porque está mala. She is in bed. So está there is because location or position, correct? And here it's a feeling or emotion again. She's not feeling well. Está mala. She doesn't feel well. El restaurante chino que está cerca, again, there's a position or location. El laboratorio, why can't I speak today? Es muy malo. Again, I'm describing, right? Está mala, and she's feeling poorly. Es muy malo. It's just a bad place. I'm describing that laboratorio. O pues, no, el restaurante chino, ¿sí? Número 4. La mochila de Javier es verde. I'm describing my mochila, or pues, de Javier. Javier's mochila, right? I'm describing it. It is green. I can see that it's a description, a physical description of la mochila. No me gustan las bananas cuando están verdes. All right. What this actually what this actually means is not that they appear green, okay? I'm not looking at them seeing the green. What it is meaning is not ripe. If they're not very ripe, están verdes, they're going to become ripe, or more ripe. But in this moment, they're not, right? It's not describing how they look, it's describing what they are doing right now, how they're going to change, if that makes sense. Número 5. Elena está más rubia por tomar el sol. I'm not saying that she is blonde. I'm not describing her physically, but because she was outside and sunbathing, because she was out in the sun, she becomes more blonde. I don't know about you. This happens with a former roommate of mine. She had brown hair, but she come back to school in the sun after the summer, and her hair would be blonde because she was in the sun, and her hair would turn blonde. But by the end of the winter, it was back to being dark brown again. All right. This is it changes, right? She's more blonde because of taking in the sunshine. She's not blonde generally. Pero la hija de mi profesor es rubia. She is blonde. This is her physical description. She is blonde. Her hair is blonde. Número 6. Gabriela está muy delgada porque está enferma. Again, I'm not describing her general physical appearance. She is not always skinny, or always thin because she's sick. That porque está enferma changes everything. I'm saying because she's sick. What that is meaning is that generally she's not thin. It is simply because this has occurred. She got sick, she lost weight, she's now muy delgada, right? Pero mi hermano es muy delgado. I am not giving a differentiation here. Mi hermano es. He is. He is very thin. That just is how it is. He is always very thin. He has one of those high metabolisms. He can kind of eat whatever he wants to, right? He's naturally very thin. That's his physical description. It's not because of anything. It doesn't change back and forth. That is who he is. All right. Hopefully that made sense. I know that I talked really fast and yet it still was a very long video, but I wanted you guys to take a look at that and to see that and really get to see those different differentiations between the uses when they are very similar. They look like they should be very similar, but they are very different in how they are used. All right, y con eso, bueno, adiós.